Hey, this is Per from Alberta Cross, and you're watching Toasted.
Hey, you mentioned Paris. You played a gig here. Of course, there was a horrible terrorist attack in Paris. A lot of people cancelled. You didn't.
No, it was a weird one though, because I found out about it when I was in Manhattan. Like I was doing some stuff in New York, and I kind of talked about Paris of all places before it happened. Before I knew anything. Then I jumped in the subway, and then I got out in Brooklyn, and then I looked at my phone, and it was just a bunch of texts from friends asking, like, telling me about it. So then it was very shocking because also like I was just out in Joshua Tree with the guitar player, and he goes to death metal, and he was talking about how much he was looking forward to coming to Europe and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then, but yeah, I mean it hit close to home. Like on top of it, obviously being just you can't really talk about it because it's really hard to like words don't really express like the craziness of it. But on top of like all this innocent, beautiful people getting shot for no reason, also like it happening at a rock show, which is just this thing I do every day.
So you decided to still play and go.
Yeah, I mean it was a weird thing because yeah, I mean it was like kind of shocking, but like this would be the time to go. I didn't want to like if I didn't have to cancel. I mean it was a big in-store show I did, so it wasn't like a full band, but I felt like this would be the time to do it. Show you.
Fans are happy you were there.
Yeah, I felt like people were appreciating it, and I was happy I was there too. I think these people, like evil, won't stop. We'll keep on going, and I think it was like a youth of death metal said that they're gonna come back, and they hope that they're the first band that play Battle and I think that's true. Like these bastards are not gonna like stop our normal lives and what we burn and live for and love. Like we love will win. you know.
Hey, back to your record. Standout songs, I think, is one of the standout songs is "Ghost of Santa Fe."
Mhm. Yeah, that was one of the first tracks that came up when I was writing for this session, for this record. It's kind of a upbeat, crazy affair. Yeah, no, it's one of my favorites. It's one of the tunes that kind of led the way for the record. When I wrote that and I wrote the lyrics and like, it's the whole vibe of it in general kind of inspired the record. And after that, I wrote Water Mountain. It was kind of tied together with Ghost of Santa Fe, and then I was kind of like I felt like I was on a roll.
Also, another song I think that you just write. I mean, it probably grew, right? Because there's so many layers in there. I can imagine that you start off with just you and a guitar, but still in this song the horns are really important.
Ghost of Santa Fe, yeah. Yeah, I was lucky because I met these horn players that are now great friends of mine at these jams that we were doing, and like I said, I kind of started to hear the color that they were playing, like the colors of the horns, when I was jamming there, and got inspired by all these and all these melodies kind of came to my head, and Dave Levy and Louis Charon, they were really good because they were very creative people too, and you don't have to rhyme and they can just come up with certain things. So I always kind of had certain ideas of how I want to do horns and all the melodies, but it kind of jammed out some stuff too, and they were pretty amazing. Yeah, I bring some of them on tour now. On the next run, well, Dave's gonna come. He plays horns, and he's gonna play some keyboards too, and he's playing horns through all these crazy effects that make it sound pretty trippy and awesome.
Talking about trippy, I couldn't help looking at the sticker in your flight case. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Are you a Beatles fan?
Yeah, I think everyone is a Beatles. We all Beatles fans. I just met Ringo Starr in Brooklyn. I saw him play for the first time. He was a pretty incredible dude.
You met him personally?
Yeah, backstage. I didn't really know I was gonna meet him, but it was pretty hilarious actually, because it was for Halloween, and it's obviously pretty huge in America. So I dressed up as Murphy, the Agent Murphy from Narcos, the TV show. So I had like slicked back hair, had like a tash, like a mustache, you know. I looked like a freak, and so I was looking like him when I met a Beatle. It was pretty incredible. They're like, oh yeah, like I came back. It was like my friend, actually my manager works with him as well. So she was like, I'll come backstage and hang, and I was like, all right, cool. Before the show, you know, and then she was like, oh, let's walk down this hallway. And I'm like, all right. And then she opened the door and it was like Ringo. I'm like, all right, man. He's like, fucking hell, I thought we were going to meet like some Brooklyn musicians. And it was just, you know, me looking like Murphy from Narcos. It's like, who is this guy? He looks like a freak. Something in between Murphy from Narcos and David Bowie and like some Swedish Viking, you know. That was when I met my first Beatle.
Was it fun though? I mean, was he a nice guy to talk to?
He's a sweetheart. Yeah. Very, very cool guy. Sweet as guys.
So you meet a Beatle, what did you ask?
It was a very brief meeting, really, because I was late. I didn't know I was going to meet him. If I'd known, I'd probably come a bit earlier. But, you know, I just popped in like 15 minutes before the show. So he was like in show mode, you know. But he took his time and he was very sweet, yeah.
Hey, back to your music. Will there be vinyl out of this record?
What's that?
Will there be vinyl out?
Oh, yeah. Vinyl is ready and pressed, I think. So.
I think I mean, you wrote 11 songs on top of my head. Pretty 12 songs, pretty long songs as well. Do they actually fit on vinyl?
Double record.
Are you shitting me?
No, it's a double record.
Fuck, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's yeah, because I had all these tunes, and I feel like a lot of people told me that maybe I shouldn't have 12 songs on a record because they're all long and stuff like that. But then I've always had like 10 or even, you know, or 7 on the first mini album, but then it was like 10 on each record, and I feel like I had, you know, I finished all these 12 on top of me like cutting down 5 million songs before that, and I was just like, I don't know, like I don't care. I know I'm gonna get people saying that they think it's too long and it's dragging or whatever, but who cares, you know? I was happy with doing it, and I'm glad that 12 songs are on it, and it's kind of cool to have a double record. I mean, a lot of people do double records these days, but or not loads of people, but quite a few. I know the National had a double record, I think, and some people are that. So yeah, it's cool. It's everyone should pick up the vinyl more than the CD. Yeah.
Did you actually write it with vinyl in your mind? Because I mean, you get a group collection of songs, right? You get like 3 songs on each side.
Mm-hmm. Well, I write it with like more like it. I write it like I wanted to, you know, it's an album. Like I think that's really important now when everyone's just listening to tunes, you know. So that was like in mind all the time. That I wanted it to be like a cohesive, like, you know, I wanted people to be able to put on the record and just like chill, you know, and not change. Well, I guess you have to change the side when it's a vinyl, but if the oops, yeah. So that's how I listen to music at home in Brooklyn. I have a vinyl, you know, I just listen to records all the time like that, and about like, you know, old like Coltrane or jazz records or whatever it is. Like that's kind of what I'm listening to the most, and just put it on, especially in the winter. It's incredible. Just put it on and like buy some awesome wine, fine wine, and then just sit there and like chill. That's like my way of like relaxing these days, especially like in a mental place like New York. You kind of need like to switch off, you know.
Hell yeah. Hey, I saw you open for Norah Jones.
Yeah.
That's awesome. A great venue as well.
Oh, it was some amazing venues, yeah. Yeah, she's a good friend of mine. So like her husband actually plays keyboards with me.
No shit.
Yeah. My bass player plays bass with her.
That's cool, man.
So like yeah, she brought on, you know, all these like young rock and roll musicians on their last record, and they're all friends of mine. Like you know, we all best buddies really, and
no wonder you're staying in New York.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a lot. I mean, you know, that's just you know, they're close friends, but it's a lot of great musicians and artists out there that are inspiring to be around, you know. But yeah, that was a good tour because it was literally, I didn't bring, you know, it was just me and my drummer Fred that drove out there, and then you know, all of her band played with me. Like her guitar player Jason plays with me as well. So on the last European tour I did, all of them played with me.
So they played a double set.
Well, we didn't tour with Nora then, but but that was just them coming with me here. But yeah, they're playing on the whole record, her whole band pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you're here on promo tour now, but you will be back, right? You'll be playing more festivals. You already played Lowlands Festival here in Holland, but you're going to be back for more festivals?
It looks like it. Hope to be back at places like that. I know are aiming to do festivals in Europe for the summer. But I'm coming back as well in I think I'm playing Amsterdam, Paradiso North or Nord or something, in like first week of February or last week of January or something like that. So I'll be back for a club tour, and it sounds like it's going to be a lot of touring on this record. So I'm getting ready for it.
I was about to refer people to your website because you have a website. But first,
Believe it or not.
exactly. But first, who did the picture collage? I love that.
Oh, right, yeah. I think it was like a couple of pictures that they took up, like in Dreamland, you know. I'm not sure who did it. I think it was a guy called Justin at my record company. Yeah, he's a really, really creative guy.
But anyway, so if people want to know more about you, they should go to your website, right?
Yeah, website or the Facebook or wherever they fancy, you know. Get out on that lovely internet place.
You're not a fan of the internet yourself?
Yeah, it's alright, you know. You get stuck out there. No, it's good.
Hey, thanks so much for your time, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you.